So here's the set. Based on this, we have 3-4 questions. Again, my advice is pause the video and then try the set. I hope you have tried this one. It says a quiz has 3 rounds of 2 questions each. In the first round, each correct answer carries 20 points, whereas each incorrect answer carries a penalty of 10 points. If both the questions are answered correctly, a bonus of 10 points is awarded. In the second round, each correct and incorrect answer carries the same point as in the first round. However, an additional penalty of 10 points is awarded if both the questions were answered incorrectly. In the final round, each correct answer carries plus 40 points and an incorrect one carries a penalty of 20 points. So, in this kind of question, what we should do, first let's understand if there are 3 different rounds, so what are the possible scores we can get. So, in round 1, there is a possibility that if you mark both the answers correctly, both the answers can be wrong, or both one can be right, one can be wrong. If you mark both the answers correctly, your score will be plus 20, an additional bonus of 10, which means 50. Same is true for round 2 because it is the same scheme. So 20 plus 20 plus 10. But in round 3, what will happen if you answer both the answers correctly, questions correctly, then your score will be 80 points. Now, if you answer both the questions wrongly, then your score will be minus 10, which is minus 20 in the first round. In the second round, it will be minus 10 for 2 wrong answers, but there will be a penalty again of minus 10. So it will be minus 30. In the second round, there is an additional penalty if you mark both the answers wrong. And in the third round, it will be minus 20 and minus 20. So minus 40 will be the score. If you get one right, one wrong, it will be plus 20 minus 10, which is 10. In this case, it will be plus 20 minus 10, again a score of 10. And in this case, it will be 40 minus 20, a score of 20. So these are the possible scores at different combinations. The first question is, what is the probability of scoring 100 in the quiz? How can one score 100? So imagine if someone scores 50 in round 1, then in round 2 and round 3, the total score should be 50, so that the total becomes 100. Now, if he gets 50 in round 2, then in round 3 the score should be 0, which is not possible. If he gets a score of minus 30 in round 2, then the score in round 3 must be 80, which is possible. So 50 minus 30 plus 80 will give me a score of 100. That is possible. And with 50, if we take a score of 10, it will be 60, and then we need 40 score, which is not possible in the third round. Same way, if we take minus 20 in round 1 and plus 50 in round 2, then the score will be 30. Then we need 70 more points, which again cannot be obtained in round 3 with any combination. Minus 20, minus 50, minus 30 will give me minus 50. Then I need 150 in round 3, not possible. And minus 20 in round 1, 10 in round 2, which will give me minus 10. And I need 110 to make it a total of 100. So that is again not possible in round 3. Next possibility is if one gets 10 in round 1, 10 in round 2, and 80 in round 3. So 10 plus 10 plus 80. So there are 2 possible cases in which one can score 100, and in all there are 3, 3 and 3. 27 possible combinations. So there are in all 27 possible combinations, out of which 2 are favorable, which will give me the score of 100. So the probability of getting a score of 100 is 2 by 7. It is option C. In how many ways can a score of 40 be achieved in the quiz? So same way as we have tried this one, there are only two ways in which one can score 40. It will be 50 minus 30 plus 20. This will give me 40. Or the other way is if I get 10 score in first round, 10 score in second round, and 20 in third round. So there are only two ways in which we can score 40. You can try the other combinations just to verify this, but these two will result in 40. If only two answers were correct, what is the probability that the score would be 20? A score of 20 can be obtained when 50 plus 10 minus 40 is achieved. This will give me a score of 20. The other possibility will be 10 plus 50 minus 40. This score of 50 will get when we get 2 right. This will get 1 right, 1 wrong. And this minus 40 will get when we have both the answers wrong. They say that only 2 answers were correct. In this case, we are getting 3 correct. Not possible. So score of 20 cannot be obtained by marking 3 right answers or 2 right answers. It requires at least 3. And in this case also, it is 1 correct, 1 wrong, 2 correct, 2 wrong. So that means a score of 20 can only be obtained by marking at least 3 right or 3 correct. So the probability of scoring 20 when you are marking 2 answers correctly is 0. That is not possible. The next question is, if 2 answers are incorrect, then the minimum possible score is. If 2 answers are incorrect, that means the remaining answers are correct. And in round 3, we get the maximum penalty. So that means I should mark both the answers incorrectly in the round 3. And in round 1 and round 2, we should mark all the answers correctly. So the minimum score will be 60. So if you try other combination, then you'll see that is the only way. Yeah, in a family, there are 6 members, A, B, C, D, E, F. A and B are married couples. So A and B are married. A being male, so we generally denote male in a box and female in a circle. So writing A as male, B as female. D is the only son of C, who is the brother of A. So D is the only son of C and C is the brother of A. So the brother of A is C and D is the only son. Further it says E is the sister of D. So E is the sister of D. B is the daughter-in-law of F. So must be the mother or father of A, parent of A. Okay. F whose husband has died. So F must be the mother-in-law of B. So she is daughter-in-law. So this becomes the family tree here. How is F related to A? F is the mother of A. Always remember what is being asked. Whether they are asking you how is A related to F or F related to A. A is related to F as a son and F is related to A as a mother. So option B here is the right answer. The second question from the same set is, who is C to B? Who is C to B? So C actually is the brother-in-law of B. C is the brother of B's husband, which means brother-in-law. How is E related to C? E is the daughter of C. So E is daughter of C. Now, this is very good set. So pause the video, try this set, and then look at the solution. Let's try this one. 7 frequent visitors visit the restaurant daily. On being asked about their visit to the restaurant the preceding Sunday, the following were their answers. Jaychand, so let me write Jaychand as JC. I'm writing Jaychand as JC, Jayaprakash as JP. I'll be reading Jayaprakash as JP. Then Vinod Rai, I'll read as VR. Soham Singh, I'll read as SS. Shal Munshi, I'm reading as SM. Deepak Garg is DG. So we are using the initials here. Okay. And if someone else appears, we'll write it. PK. Pradeep Kumar. So JC said, I came in first and the next 2% to enter were SS and SM. So JC actually came in first and then the next 2% to enter were SS and SM. Okay. When I left the restaurant, JP and VR were present there. So when JC came, he was the first guy. After that, SS and SM came. And when JC left, JP and VR were present in the bar. DG left with me. So when JC left, DG left with him. And in this time, definitely JP, VR, and DG must have reached the restaurant. Why so? Because JP and VR were sitting there and DG left with him, which means he has already come to the restaurant. Now, the next statement is JP said, when I entered the restaurant with VR, so JP and VR came together. JC was sitting there and there was someone else, but I was not able, or I was not in a position to recognize him. So JP is saying, I entered with VR, JC was still there, and there was one more guy. Now we don't know who was that guy, whether it was SS, SM, or DG. Now, if you look at the third statement, that is SM. SM says, I went to the restaurant for a short while that Sunday and met JC, SS, and DG. So, SM is not meeting JP and VR, which means SM actually left before JP and VR came. So that means, but SM actually met DG. So first DG came and then SM left. And then JP and VR came together. Okay. Now SS says, I left immediately after SM left. So they actually came together and they left together. Now if you look at the statement of JP, when he said there was someone else and I could not recognize him, so he was actually talking about DG, because SM and SS actually left by the time they reached there. Then DG says, I met JC, SS, SM, JP and VR during my first visit to the restaurant. So yes, before DG, JC, SS, SM were there, and by the time he left, JP and VR also came. So he met these 5 people in the first visit. Then I got an urgent call and came out of the restaurant with JC, which JC also confirmed. No. When I went to the restaurant for the second time, JP and VR were there. So see, when DG and JC left, SM and SS were already gone. Only JP and VR were there. And when DG came back again, JP and VR were still there. So there are 2 possibilities. Either no one came in between, or someone came and left before DG came again. So DG came here, not sure if someone left in between, came and left, or no one came. Now, PK said, I had some urgent work, so I did not sit in the restaurant for a long time. JP and DG were the only people in the restaurant while I was there. So actually PK met JP and DG, but he did not meet VR, which means VR actually left before PK came and he left. So JP and the DG were the only people in the end. Now look at the questions. Uh, VR's statement that I was not well and I don't remember anything is not contributing anything to this uh, arrangement. First question is, who were the last two person to leave the restaurant? So they were JP and DG. JP and DG. Option D here is the right answer. In the next question, it is, how many of the 7 members did VR meet on Sunday? So VR came here. When VR came, that time, VR came here, not here. So VR met whom? He met JP because he came with JP. He met JC, DG, and no one else, because from the time he came until the time he left, these are the only people who were there in the restaurant. So he met 3 people. Next question is, who was sitting with JC when JP entered the restaurant? Who was sitting with JC? It was DG. We have already discussed this part. It was DG. So option A is the right answer. Here is another set. Again, pause the video and try this question. Aman, Bindu, Chirag, Durga, Emma, Farah, Govind and Harini are sitting around a circular table facing the center. So since the initials are different, we will use the initials only, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. So these are 8 people sitting around a circular table like this. Now A sits fourth to the right of H. So if H is here, then A fourth to the right. When you're moving on the right side in a circular arrangement, that means you're moving anti-clockwise. Left is clockwise. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So A must be here. That means A and H are actually sitting diagonally opposite to each other. While A was fourth to the right of H, while second to the left of F. So if A was second to the left of F, then F must be second to the right of A. So F is here. Let me write it correctly. It is it. C is not the neighbor of F and B. So C cannot be here. C cannot be here. And C also cannot be with B. D sits third to the right of C. So what are the possibilities for C? C can be here, but then third to the right will be A and it cannot be D. So this is not possible for C. If C is here, then D will be here. Yeah, there is a possibility. This is possible. What if C is here? Then F will be third to the left of right of C and not D. So in that case, that is also not possible. Since D is to the third to the right of C, this is the only possible case where C is here and D is here. So removing this possibility, not possible. We also know that B and C cannot sit together. D is already here, so B must be here. Now, H never sit next to G. H never sit next to G, which means it must be G. It must be E. Now look at the question. 4 of the following pair are alike in a certain way based on their position in the sitting arrangement and so form a group. Which is the one that does not belong to the group? So first, B and D. B and D are sitting alternate. Okay. Then D and C, they are not sitting alternate. There are 2 people sitting between them. H and F, they are sitting alternate. H and F are sitting alternate. G and E are sitting alternate. A and C are sitting alternate. So only D and C are not sitting at alternate position. So that is the odd one out. The next question is, which of the following pair sits between E and F. So between E and F, B and H are sitting between E and F. So it was B and H, Bindu and Harini. Option B is the right answer. The next question from the same set is, who among the following sit between G and D? So between G and D, A is here. It is Ahmad. It is a question based on the directions. So whenever you get a question based on direction, always write the direction. It is north, south, east and west. Mahesh travels 10 kilometer to the north. So from here, 10 kilometer to the north. Then turns left. So when you are moving like this, your left will be here. You can always assume yourself on that position. So 4 kilometer to the left. And then again turns right. So turns right means again will move towards north and covers 5 kilometer, another 5 kilometer. And then turns right and travels another 4. Turns right and travels another 4. So basically, Mahesh will be in the direct line with the starting point. Again, he traveled 4 kilometer to the left and then came back 4 kilometer to the right. But it is, the distance will be 5 kilometer. Okay, this distance will be 5 kilometer. Now the first question is, how far is Mahesh from the starting point? So this was 10, this is 5. So total will be 15 kilometers. So Mahesh is 15 kilometers from the starting point. The second question is, in which direction Mahesh was traveling in his final spell? So Mahesh was traveling like this. So he must be facing east. He is moving towards east. So option B here is the right answer. Now these are symbol based questions. So let's start with the first question. In these questions, the symbols are used with the following meaning as illustrated below. So we are given the symbols and the meaning of that. I'm not writing all these. I'll be taking the statement and only the statement will be writing or will be converting them into symbols. So assuming the given statement to be true, find which of the conclusion is definitely true. RCD, this C actually means P is not greater than Q. If it is not greater than Q, that means it is either less than or equal to Q. If P is not greater than Q, then it is either less than or equal to Q. So which means R is less than equal to D. $M. Dollar means not smaller than. So P is not smaller than Q, which will lead P is either greater than or equal to Q. Okay. Here $M will mean D is either greater than or equal to M. M star J. So, out of the given explanations, they have not told us what this symbol means. Not given. So, we will not consider this statement, the third statement, because we don't know what does this mean. So, from the given two, we can conclude that R is less than equal to D and M is also less than equal to D. Okay. So, the conclusion they're saying is involves J, but since we don't know what does M star J means, so we cannot make any relation of J with the D. But still, see, J dollar D means J is greater than equal to D and J star D, which is the second statement, it is neither greater nor equal to. no, neither greater nor equal to, which means less than. So it says G is less than D. So the first conclusion is J is greater than equal to D or J is less than D. No, either of the case has to be true. Either J will be less than a D or it will be greater than or equal to D. So either conclusion 1 or conclusion 2 true. But if you look at the statement, the third statement, we cannot comprehend anything from that because the data is not given. In the second one, H at the rate K, which means P at the rate K means P is neither small nor equal to Q, which means P is greater than Q. Okay. So H is greater than K. K percent M, P is neither greater nor equal to, which means P is less than Q. That means K is less than M. And M dollar C, P is not greater than Q. So P is less than equal to Q. Okay. Which means M is less than equal to D. So these are the statements given to us. And the conclusion they are drawing is H at the rate D. H at the rate D is actually H greater than D, and K percent D is neither greater nor equal to, which means less than. So K less than D. So H is greater than D and K is smaller than D. So K is less than D, H. This is the conclusion. Now, can we draw this conclusion? Sorry, from this we are supposed to find these conclusion. So, can we say H is greater than D? H is greater than K, whereas K is less than M, which means K is less than H, K is also less than M, but we don't know what is the relation between H and M is less than D, so we cannot conclude anything about H and D because there is no relation given. Okay, so conclusion 1 cannot be drawn. Can we draw the conclusion 2? K less than D. K, M is less than equal to D and K is less than M, which means K is definitely less than D. It cannot be equal to D because M can be equal to D, but K cannot be equal to M. So it has to be less than that, which means K is definitely less than D. So only conclusion 2 follows. The statement here is R percent H, neither greater nor equal to, which means less than. So R is less than H first. H, C, T. So C means not greater than Q, either less than equal to. It is less than equal to. So H is less than equal to T. T at K. T at K, the first one, neither smaller nor equal, which means greater than. So T is greater than K. Okay. So R is less than H. H is less than equal to T. K is also less than T, but not sure about the relation between R, H, and K. The first is TR. So T is less than equal to R. No. T is actually greater than equal to R. So statement 1 is not true. K percent H. K percent is K is less than H. K is less than H. Can we conclude this? No, because there is no relation between K and H given. So neither conclusion 1 nor 2 follows. T percent H, which means neither greater nor equal to, which means less than. So T is less than H. Dollar means not smaller than, which means greater than equal to. greater than equal to, so H is greater than equal to W. So basically, T is less than H and W is less than equal to H. These are the conclusions that we have, these are the statement. Conclusion is W hash T, which mean neither small nor greater mean equal. W equal to T. Is it true? No, because no relation is given. So this conclusion cannot be drawn. W percent T. W percent T is W is less than T. But again, there is no relation between W and T is given. So again, neither conclusion 1 nor 2 follows. In the next, if you look at the question, this is actually a wrong question, because in the conclusion they are using the symbol for which they have not defined what will be the operation. So this is a wrong question. We cannot conclude anything, and even without solving this statement, I can say that neither conclusion 1 nor conclusion 2 is true or can be followed or can be concluded. So this is actually a wrong question. So here's a set which says 5 different film actors, namely Amit, Shahrukh, Anil, Sunil, Akshay, are engaged in shooting of 5 different movies with 5 different actresses: Madhuri, Kareena, Aishwarya, Shilpa, Juhi, not necessarily in the same order, in different studios. And the director of each film decided to set a record by making the film as early as possible. So if you read the data, you'll see that studio numbers are given to us. So Akshay's studio number is 417. We have 418. 416 is given. 415 is given. So let's write the studio number first. This is 415, 416, 417, 418. Then we have actors, actress, and the number of days they are taking. So here the first information that can be used is the third statement. Akshay's studio number is 470. So let's say this is Akshay. Then the second is seventh information, which says Madhuri's studio number is 416. So Madhuri is here. The first information was Aishwarya's studio is between Amit and Akshay's studio. So Aishwarya is either shooting in 416 or is in 418, because she is between Akshay and Amit. So since Madhuri is already shooting in 416, so Aishwarya will be in 418, and then 419 will be Amit. So this was the third statement that we are using. Now, the director of studio of 418 took 16 days less than the director from the studio who took 415 days. So the 418 director took 16 days less than 415 studio. So if the director of 415 studio is taking 8 days, then 418 will take A minus 16 days. This was the fourth information that we used. Fifth is Anil's film took more number of days. Anil's film took more number of days than Amit's film. So Anil's film is taking more number of days than Amit's film. And Amit's film took more number of days than Aishwarya's film, which means they are not working in the same film. Okay. Now, Aishwarya is working here, so Anil definitely is not working here, because Anil's film is taking more number of days than the Aishwarya's film. Also, Amit is here, done. The next information which we can use is Madhuri's film took 8 days less than Aishwarya's film, and Anil's film took maximum number of days. So Anil cannot be clubbed with Aishwarya for a simple reason, because Anil's film is taking Aishwarya's film is taking A minus 16 days, and Anil's film is taking maximum number of days. So either Anil is shooting in 415 studio or 416. But Madhuri's film took 8 days less than Aishwarya, which means Madhuri is taking less time than Aishwarya, which means it will be A minus 24. Aishwarya's film is taking A minus 16 days. So Anil cannot be here. That means Anil is shooting in studio 450. So this information we have already used, this one. Now, Shilpa's film took 8 days more than Amit. Shilpa's film took 8 days more than Amit. So it is Amit plus 8. And 2 days more than Juhi. So Shilpa's film is taking Juhi plus 2 days. Okay. Now Juhi cannot work in Anil's movie because Anil is taking maximum number of days, and Shilpa is taking more number of days than Juhi. So which means definitely Shilpa cannot be here. Shilpa cannot work with Akshay. Otherwise Juhi will be taking the maximum number of days. So it is Shilpa. And if Shilpa is taking 8 days, then which is more than 8 more than Amit's number of days, so it will be A minus 8. And then this must be Juhi, which is who is taking A minus 2 days. The second information was Shah Rukh's director who doesn't have Aishwarya. So SRK is not working with Aishwarya here in this case. So where can SRK work? Only in studio number 460. So this will be SRK and this must be Sunil. Now there's one additional information which says Shah Rukh director who doesn't have Aishwarya as an actor in the shooting took 3/4 as many days as Sunil's director. So Sunil's director took A minus 16 days. Shah Rukh director is taking 3/4 of this time, whereas actually Shah Rukh's director is taking A minus 24 days. So these two should be equal, which gives us on solving A equal to 48 days. So let's move to the question now. You can always plug in the values here. It is 48. This will be 24. This will be 46. A minus 16 will be 32. And A minus 8 will be 40. So let's look at the questions. Name of the actress of studio number 417. So in 417, Juhi is shooting. Second question, the director of which studio made the film in the least number of days? So director of 416 studio made the movie in least number of days, which is actually 24. We have already calculated this. Who is opposite to Kareena in her film? Opposite to Kareena is Amit. Amit is working opposite to Kareena because we have already arranged other actresses. So Kareena was the only one left. And Sunil's film was completed in. So Sunil actually finished his film in A minus 16 days, whereas A was 48. So 32 days is the answer. Here is a set based on input and output. In this case, there seems an error in the question. So I'll tell you the process and I'll tell you if we change that step, then how do we solve this question? It says the input is before it's code seeking permission to carry out a test. First, what they did is they actually are arranging the consonant words starting with consonants in alphabetical order, and then they are arranging the word which are starting with the vowels in alphabetical order. But the word starting with vowels will come first, and the word starting with consonant will come in the end. The final step here is the two words starting with the vowels in alphabetical order, and then we have words starting with consonants in the alphabetical order. So if we follow this process for the same question, the first question is if the input is these many other clinician, and which of the following step would be an clinician many these others. So they have given the input. I'm writing the initials because the initials are different here. It will be T M O C A. So they are asking you which step would be the ACMTO. Which step would be the ACMTO? So if you start arranging this, then the first thing is we will arrange the consonants in alphabetical order. It will be C, T, M, O, A. The next step would be C, M, T, O, A. Now the consonants, words starting with consonants are already arranged in the alphabetical order. Now we'll arrange the vowels. So the first will arrange A, C, M, T, O. So this step would be the third step. On the same pattern, we have one more question. Which step is the last step for the given input? So here the input is in this volume provides the. So first what we'll do, we'll start arranging the consonants. I is already in place. Then which will be the first letter? P. Then it will be this V, and the second would be in P, and this will be the will come before this and volume. So in two steps it will be finished. It will be arranged in the two steps. So the final step will be the second step.